John Idarola. This is the Damage Report, or at least it soon will be, because in about 1 hour and 18 minutes, we're going to be going live. David Schuster is going to be joining us. We've got a ton that we're going to be talking about, including some of the breaking news, both within the situation in Ukraine, some devastating news from the Russian perspective. Also some breaking news here domestically about it, and a massive fight that I'm calling the gas wars. So we're going to be talking about that. We've got insane state legislators that someday will be senators, so that's exciting. Updates on Florida's Don't Say Gay bill, and a bunch of other stuff besides. I have a feeling David Schuster is going to find some stuff to chew on in that. So very interesting stuff. Definitely look forward to that. But there was way too much news to just fit into one show, so the pre-show. And I understand you clicked to get the headline story where I get to react to this massive financial hypocrisy from Marjorie Greene. We're going to get to that in 1 minute. I want to give people just a little bit of time to get here. And to that end, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that would be great so that people know we're live. Jason will actually be coming on the show soon, so don't worry about that. So before we launch into the headline story, I found this to be interesting, and I want to know what you think about it. Joe Biden's approval rating has reached what is being called his 2022 high, which admittedly, it's been 2 months of 2022. I don't think it really makes sense to focus on that part of it, but his numbers are in fact up. A second poll. We talked about one on the pre-show yesterday. My collection, Stella, sorry, no notification. Have you ring the bell? Did you ring it? I don't know, apparently that works. So, according to Morning Consult, Politico, 45% of Americans approve of the president's job performance, while 51% disapprove. That's an improvement, by the way, so isn't that fun? A 4-point increase from about 2 weeks ago. Now, when you're only at 45, a 4-point increase suddenly seems a little bit more significant. And also, I mean, bear in mind, there is only so much room, like, for him. Like, he could do the best thing. He can snap his fingers and everybody has wings. Like, whatever kind of wings you want. Maybe you want the wings of an eagle, a dragon, a fairy. I don't know what kind of wings you want, but you can fly now. If he were to do that and Thanos us some wings, he'd get to 53%. So let's just bear that in mind, okay? But it is up. NPR last Friday saw him getting 7 points after the State of the Union. So I'm curious, just a fast little poll. Is this more State of the Union? Is this more response to Ukraine? Or is it very mixed and it's hard to suss out exactly what is leading to this? Jay Fergie says, Skater Dragon here after binging top 10 vids. Fran totally called the Russian invasion in the 22 gut feelings vid. What? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up and perhaps give her credit on that. See, the thing is, it's so easy to forget the things that we said in those videos because there's such a rush every day. There's so much happening. You're just being blasted with the news. But I wanted to get the credit where credit is due, assuming it's due. Thank you for the nice shirt comment. What I have going on is a situation where if you're in your 30s, getting towards your 40s, you might be experiencing the same thing, which is I have a lot of clothes that at one point I could wear, at different points. It's a spectrum of past opportunity that has been blown away by the onset of older age and pandemic weight gain. I have been trying to fight back against that. Thus, I can wear this shirt again. There are many that I cannot, I will note. Anyway, some people are saying mostly State of the Union. Some people are saying Ukraine. Button Up Dragon reporting for duty, thank you. Covert Ninja, member for 15 months, says thank you for 15 amazing months. No, thank you for 15 amazing months. Like, in theory, I could still do this if none of you were here. I don't think it would last very long, and it'd be very depressing. So thank you for making it not do. Let's talk now about the headline story. We're mixing things up. See how you like it. Get into it a little bit earlier. Here's the issue with Marjorie Greene. Marjorie Greene wants to imply, as many Republicans are now trying to imply, that she is anti-war. Now, what does that mean in practice? It mainly means attacking some actual people, but far more fake people who are supposedly pushing for war. Now, I want to be very clear about this. There are people appearing on cable news networks and things like that, former generals, former whatevers, who are advocating for war. In fact, I can give you one example of that. Retired General Keith Kellogg was on Fox with Jesse Waters saying we should go all in on Russia to see if Putin is really bluffing. I mean, that is antagonistic talk. There have, of course, been people like Donald Trump, like Sean Hannity, who have been advocating for us to either bomb Russia or assassinate, Lindsey Graham as well, assassinate Vladimir Putin. Those people definitely do exist. And by the way, the pushback against their comments has not really seemed to cause them to question anything that they said. Hannity speculated that his call for assassination has had a psychological impact, saying, what are the odds? You know Putin better than anybody. When people like me go on air and say that if you really want to know this, the best thing to do is to hope that somebody around Vladimir Putin removes him, and then we get Lindsey Graham saying the same thing, and I know for a fact there'll be more, well, Trump basically. My question is, do you think he hears about that? Is he aware of that? And what psychological impact would it have on him? An American blowhard saying that you should be killed? I don't know. I guess it would bother me if he advocated for me to be killed on his show. In a specific sense, obviously they advocate for people on the left to be targets of violence very frequently. Anyway, those people do exist, admittedly, and Marjorie Greene, in some of her tweets, is criticizing people who are advocating for war. Note that generally it's vague. People are doing it, or it's the media are doing it, or maybe carefully selected people like Lindsey Graham. She is, of course, not going to comment on Sean Hannity because she wants to get on Fox News. She's definitely not going to comment on Donald Trump, obviously, because she desperately needs Donald Trump. More thoughts in 1 sec. I don't want to fall too behind. Billy Williams. Hey, Billy says, I moved from East to West Coast and half my clothes are now obsolete due to lack of weather. See, that's a better reason. That's a better reason I have issues with that. And Russell, I see your slam of the Dark Crystal. What's that about? Moondragon. Agreed. Okay, so there was always a significant element of hypocrisy in who she is willing to criticize when they are pushing for war. But here's the thing. It goes way beyond that. Many of you already know where I'm getting, but I wanted to make sure that I commented on this. They did talk about it on the Young Turks yesterday. So Marjorie Greene had sent out a tweet saying that war is big business, which obviously is true, and that decisions that go into war, or especially the prep for war, the buying of weapons and vehicles and things like that, is motivated by concerns over profit. Here's the issue. I think, and we'll have a bit of a debate, that you undercut your position a little bit when you say that, and then like 2 days prior, you had purchased $15,000 in Lockheed Martin stock. And, you know, God only knows what other, like if she's purchasing those, is that it? Is that the only ones that she's purchasing in defense contractors and other industries that would benefit from this situation? We'll see. They're usually super slow to disclose those things. We'll have Dave Leventhal on, I'm sure, in a few months to break it down. Now, purchasing stock and then criticizing the war, I think would be bad enough. But purchasing the stock and then specifically saying it's a business rife with corruption and desire for profit, where profit is elevated above concerns over human suffering, well, I mean, it really, am I wrong? It doesn't get any more hypocritical than that. Also, by the way, I understand this is my pet issue, and maybe it frustrates you that I talk about this all the time. Yet another reason why they shouldn't be able to purchase individual stock. She is, for all of her issues and the fact that she can't, participate in committees, she is ostensibly still a member of Congress. She is receiving some private, information. She can vote on things of consequence. And now, when she goes to vote, one way or the other, on some measure having to do with Ukraine, is she going to be thinking about what's in our best interests? Or obviously she's not going to do that. Maybe like our national security or the people of Ukraine's interest? Or is she going to be thinking about what might happen to her financial holdings if she is to vote in a particular way or not? Now, maybe we would hope that, well, no, I mean, come on, sure. Like, they've got some investments, but they're already rich people, and they got into office to serve. Okay, well, I love that you think that way. No, I don't think so. I think that they get in there, a lot of them, for gain, for profit. And by the way, Ilhan Omar pointed out, says, add this to the list of why members of Congress should never be allowed to trade stocks. Let's be clear, we didn't need any more reasons. It has always been abundantly clear why this is an obvious avenue for corruption. But Marjorie Greene not only demonstrates the corruption that we've grown very accustomed to among our elected representatives, but ties it into, you need to be, like, a reminder that you need to be incredibly careful about who you trust. And honestly, going forward, if I'm going to give credit to people, I do need to be even more cynical than I am, because we are so used to people disagreeing with us and refusing to accept that our positions are supported by the evidence, that our values are valid, that it can be very enticing, very seductive to finally see someone admitting that we've been right all along. Especially someone powerful. We understand that the population already agrees with progressive principles. But there is so much opportunity for and appetite for grift among elected representatives, among members of the media as well. So bear that in mind. War is big business to our leaders. I agree with Marjorie Greene. Anyway, in response to criticism over this, she said, Lockheed Martin is an American company. Shut the fuck up. Well, when you said war is a big business, what did you think? It's a big business, and that's a good thing if it benefits domestic arms manufacturing. I really only have a problem if it involves buying jets manufactured overseas. You know exactly what you got caught doing. Don't try to hide behind some sort of, like, patriotic, rah-rah, I'm buying American. Fuck out of here with that. But anyway, that's your corruption, that's your hypocrisy. There's also evil to go around. We do have other stories to talk about. Let me catch up a little bit on the chat. Non-Human Humanist has been a tier 3 member for 13 months. That is awesome. Thank you so much. Says, I wish you and for all world peace and fluffy unicorns. I've given up on trousers. Only gonna wear wide skirts. Much more comfy, and I don't give a damn how I look. John, you look good, and you have a wife, don't worry. Yeah, well, look, I believe in full disclosure, so I want to be clear. While I appreciate those who have said, nice wearing a collared shirt, I do want to be clear that I am still wearing sweatpants. So that's true. Mainly because I plan on taking a little break in the middle of the day to, like, jog or something. I can't be in jeans or chinos for that, but that's who I am. Anyway. Yeah, they want to benefit. Am I wrong, by the way? Like, this is a serious question. Let's grapple with this for one moment. Does owning stock in an industry nullify your criticism of the industry? Like, technically, her investing in Lockheed didn't make the war happen. It could definitely affect her vote. It doesn't cosmically affect anything. Am I being too hard? I don't think that I am. Oh, and Jeff Fay points out, as we've previously talked about, she also invested in the COVID vaccine makers. So, yeah, there's some massive hypocrisy there in a number of different topics. The commentary is what she says publicly. In private, it's all about the money. I don't have issues with pets, no. Okay, let's talk about some other topics. So, Mitch McConnell is forcefully opposing. This is one of the most amazing, thank you, Silver, one of the most amazing little updates I've seen in the last days. Forcefully opposing a provision in the spending bill that would extend waivers that have allowed schools to serve universal free meals during the pandemic. There is no end to the, like, spiteful, commonplace evil. So if they get rid of it, the USDA estimates that the average school district is going to face a 40% cut in reimbursements from the federal government that go towards these sorts of programs. So obviously many, perhaps all, will cancel these programs. We are hopefully transitioning out of the pandemic, although I will remind you, many people are still dying every single day. Not everyone has gotten their job back that they lost during the pandemic, and many people's financial security, to the extent that they had it in the first place, was wiped out during the pandemic. Is there no need to make sure, like, it's literally about whether kids get to eat or not. Hey JR, how's it going?
Oh, it's just a rush. I got 2 minutes.
You got 2 minutes. Okay, well, we're gonna give you a good lead in one.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's super casual evil. Get these people the fuck out of there, Jesus. Oh my God, we had so many things for the pre-show. Some's gonna have to wait till tomorrow. Metal Chick says MTG is an absolute disgrace to America. I could not agree more. We got like 1 or 2 more minutes. What can we fit in that time? How long is this video? Nope, that's too long. Harvey Weinstein was caught smuggling milk duds in jail. I mean, I don't like that it's obviously harsh conditions and, you know, smuggling in a black market exists. There's a lot of systemic problems with our jails, obviously. But the fact that he has now been reduced amidst that system, if the system's going to exist, that he has now gone to, rather than being able to extort sex out of desperate actresses at threat of their careers absolutely vanishing if he decides that it should happen, he now is just desperately trying to get milk duds in his waning years. It's a little bit of cosmic justice for you. We don't get much, but that's what we've got right now. We've got some stuff. We're going to talk tomorrow, either on the show or on the pre-show, about no-fly zones. There's some amazing stuff going around and massive misconceptions about how that would be managed, what technology we have to enforce some sort of non-lethal no-fly zone. And I think a lot of this is, some is misconceptions, misunderstandings about how technology works, but some is designed to produce more popular approval for a no-fly zone. So we are going to get into that sometime tomorrow on the show. Billy says, Google, great sweatpants season, John making thirst. Oh, jeez. I have not generally been a source for much in the way of thirst traps. But in any event, we are running up against the watch list, which is going live in about 1 minute. You can watch at twitch.tv/TYT as well as youtube.com/watchlistTYT. And in 1 hour, David Schuster is going to be joining me. We're going to be breaking down the gas wars. Massive breaking news there that might be consequential for you and your everyday life, as well as some devastating news for Russia happening now in Ukraine. We've got way more besides that. So thank you everyone for joining us. Love having you here for the pre-show. Watch list is up. Go take a look, and I'll see you soon.